Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Around the World in 80 Plates. Today we're going to be making a cake that is not only very popular in its country of origin, Jamaica, but is also a staple of many southern desserts, the hummingbird cake. This cake gets its name from its legendary sweetness, just like the nectar used in hummingbird feeders. And given the vast amount of sugarcane fields in Jamaica, it would make sense that this cake would incorporate so many sweet ingredients. Now, the hummingbird cake is a delicious combination of very ripe bananas, coconut, pineapple, and walnuts. A very delicious combination. And then it's going to be wrapped in a very rich cream cheese frosting. And finally, we're going to top this cake with dried pineapple flowers. It's so easy to see why this is such a crowd pleaser because it presents beautifully. On that note, I'm going to do something a little bit different this time, and this video segment is going to be done into two pieces. The first segment is going to be making the dried pineapple flowers, and the second segment is going to be making the cake. So go ahead and pop over to the next video clip, dried pineapple flowers, and to go ahead and get this step completed. See you soon. To make your hummingbird cake, you will need 3 cups of gluten-free flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. Feel free to use the vanilla we made in my last video. 2 cups of sugar, 3 large eggs, 2 cups of mashed ripe bananas, about 3 large. Make sure they're dark. 8 ounces of crushed pineapple, drained, and 1 cup of shredded coconut. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees. Then I'm going to grease and flour 2 9-inch round cake pans. When you're done greasing those pans, make sure you flour them so your cake doesn't stick. Now that that's done, we're going to mix our dry ingredients together. That means we're going to sift together our flour, our baking soda, our cinnamon, and our salt in a bowl, and we're going to put it aside. Now that your dry ingredients are sifted together, let's go ahead and put that bowl aside and let's start on our wet ingredients. Time for musical bowls. What we're going to do now is we're going to mix all of our fruits into one bowl. Our bananas, our coconuts, our pineapple, and our walnuts. And then we're going to add it to the egg, oil, and sugar mixture in our standing bowl. Then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to add the flour mixture that we put together at the beginning, and we're going to combine everything into one bowl. Let's get started. Now our batter is all mixed up and ready to put in the pans. Now remember that we're using 2 pans for this recipe, so as we're pouring the batter, we're going to be alternating back and forth to make sure that each pan has the same amount of batter in it. You want each cake to turn out like its twin. You don't want one pan to be too small and the cake turn out dense like a hockey puck, or the other one to end up being like a lava cake. So let's go ahead and get started with this next step. And our cakes are now ready to put in the oven. Now the recipe says to leave these in for 30 to 40 minutes and to rotate them, meaning moving them between racks, at the 15 to 20 minute mark. So at the 15 to 20 minute mark, check on your cakes, make sure that they are cooking through evenly, and go ahead and rotate them. And at the 25 to 30 minute mark, feel free to go ahead and poke the center with a toothpick or a thin serrated knife. And if the centers are coming out clean, that means your cake is done. I will see you when these are ready to come out of the oven. And now we're ready to frost our cake. All we're going to need is 16 ounces of cream cheese, 8 ounces of butter, 4 cups of confectioner's sugar, and a dash of vanilla. Let's get started. And onto the crumb coat. So you may be asking why you need a crumb coat on a cake. Crumb coats are important because it kind of acts as a primer coat, kind of like when you're painting a wall. It traps in any crumbs and any imperfections that might have arisen in the baking process, and it gives you a nice smooth surface for decorating or adding a second layer, a decorating layer of icing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the bottom cake is on a plate, top side up, and we're going to spread a thin layer of icing, and then we're going to put the second cake on top. And now we're ready to finally decorate our cake. First, we want to create a very smooth icing surface, and then you can decorate how you choose. Pineapple flowers, walnuts, keep it plain, totally up to you. Let's get started. Ready for the big reveal. I put this cake in the freezer for about an hour so that it would be nicely chilled, none of the crumbs would come out, and I would achieve a nice clean slice. So let's take a look and see what we've got. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. A nice clean slice. Let's take a taste. And let's give this a taste. It looks gorgeous. This is fantastic. Normally banana is a problem ingredient for me just because I don't like the way that it tastes on its own unless it's in banana bread. This is like banana bread's very sophisticated older sister who went away to boarding school or something and came back very classy and refined. This is absolutely delicious. And as you can see, it presents beautifully. So this would make a welcome addition at any garden party or birthday. This is a fantastic tasting cake. I would definitely make this again. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode of Around the World in 80 Plates, making this delicious cake. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good night.